we're going to look into how to set up the gradebook and do some things with grades for classes. It's something you want to make sure you do before the term starts. So when you have the grade set up and you start grading the assignments and you have everything there for the students to look at, they'll know exactly what to expect in terms of the grade. So to do this, we're assuming you already have assignments in the class. If not, I'll show you what to do if you don't have assignments. But you come into your class and you have these options here at the top. So we're going to click on grades, which is going to take us to the grades screen. So we notice a few different things here. The grade report is to actually view the student grades. We won't look at the student grades right now. What we want to do is set up the gradebook. So we're going to click on this drop box here, and we're going to go to gradebook setup. This brings us to the gradebook setup view, which shows us all the activities that are currently listed in the course. And it shows a course total at 100. So what we see here is just activities. There's no category setup. So we want to set up the categories that are aligned with what's listed in the course syllabus. So to add a category, we'll go to the top and we'll click on add category. And this will bring up the information for the category. We're going to put in the category name. For the aggregation, this is basically how it's going to calculate the grade. So it's a simple way to mean of grades. So everything here is going to have, in most cases, similar weights. So within the category, I'll just take the average of whatever's in this category. I usually click this off, exclude empty grades. So this is to make sure that if a student doesn't submit something, it doesn't count it as a dash, but it counts it as a 0. So this way, if a student doesn't do something or they're missing something, they understand how that 0 is impacting them. This would be an option for you to keep on or off as you want. Here in the category total, I'll show more. This information, we don't really need to put anything for this. So you don't need to look at the more here. Grade type, it's going to be a value. You're going to type in a number. It'll be a value for the category total. Scale, there's no scale, and the maximum grade. So this will be the weight for that category. In this case, we're looking at assignments. So the weight for assignments in this class is, on the syllabus, assignment is 40% of the grade. So here for the maximum grade, we're going to put 40. And we really don't need to change any of the other options. Those are really the only things you need to add: the category name and the maximum grade. So you click Save Changes, continue. It shows the assignments category here at 40% of the 100. So let me just finish adding the other categories really fast. All right, so now that I have the 3 categories with the totals, it's up to you to organize them however you want. You can click on the arrows and it gives you the box of where you would like to add it. If you want to reorganize it in any way. So now we have these categories, but they're all empty. So we have all these activities that we need to add into the category. So there's a couple ways to do that. The first way is straight in the gradebook setup. It's probably the easier way to do it. So here in this case, I know that all of these discussions are learning activities. So what I can do is select the discussions. And if I come down either to the very bottom, let's see, is it at the top? It's just at the very bottom. We move selected items to learning activities. We're going to leave. It's going to refresh, recalculate, continue. And now we see that in our learning activities, we have these items listed there. The next thing we're going to do is move our assignments. So our assignments, we know these belong in the assignments category. Click leave, continue. And then we have our projects, which go into the file. the exams. All right. So now we see our grade book is organized with the correct activities listed underneath the correct categories. And that's how you set up the gradebook. Another way you can categorize these items is straight in the settings of the assignment. So if you open the assignment either through the gradebook itself or in the class, if you come to the settings, typically you should see under the grade, you'll see this option here, the grade category. And so then you can choose what category it should be part of. Categorize means it's outside the categories. And if you don't see these categories listed here, then that means you need to set up the gradebook. More than likely, you need to set up the gradebook. And so you'll notice some of these items here. So if you have an e-text, percent gauge, vital source, whatever it might be, sometimes it'll show up as an item in the gradebook. If that is the case, what you want to do is open that activity. It might automatically open the book, but go to the SU Learning activity and check the settings just to make sure it's not a grade item. So same thing, you go to settings, you'll scroll down to grade, and you want to make sure that this is set to none. That way it doesn't count against the student based off of whatever settings you put. So you always want to make sure that you're double checking your gradebook for those items to make sure that they don't have a grade associated with them, so it doesn't affect the students.